Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.
All right, let's talk Phoenix Suns. Let's talk all things Valley Sports. This is the group chat on Arizona's Family Sports as we break things down. And I'm going to switch the show this week. Joe Ferris is not here. He's home probably sulking a 49er loss. So, yeah. So if I take the wrong camera here, it's my fault. Mark McClune, Julia Lopez, Nick King talking all things Valley Sports. They say it's a slow time of year, but does this feel slow? Like, how does it feel? Are we taking a deep breath here, getting ready for golf and March Madness, or how are we feeling?
It's never slow here. Like when you think you take a breath after football, there's the next thing that comes. Spring training's almost here, but we got to get through waste management first.
We do. And Nick, what are those things that you have in front of you?
Oh, I got all kinds of tapes from the Arizona's Family Archive, which is just an incredible treasure trove to go in there and start pulling out tapes and looking at the index cards that have details on there of what kind of stuff is on there. And
what do we got? Okay, what's on that one?
So we got an ASU Washington preview. I'm thinking this is hoops because it's from January of 2001. Suns Mavericks.
That would have been like who was the small point guard who played corner also, the one that Nate Robinson. Maybe he was like 03, 04. But that's
I feel like he might have been a few years after that.
Yeah. All right, who else?
We got Lute Olson returns.
So he was out for a while. Kevin O'Neal was maybe that was I think Lute Olson had a health scare and he was off the bench for a while and then came back and led him for a couple years.
You know that he was my dad's actual high school basketball coach.
Are you serious?
In Southern California, and then he actually covered him in Tucson at Arizona.
Wait, your dad played for Lute Olson?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't
What's he
that
say
crazy?
about him?
He loved him. He loved him. He said he was like the best dude around, like the nicest guy.
It's amazing what he built. I mean, Tucson, Arizona, for it to be considered, some people say blue blood of the Pac-12 of college basketball. Some, mostly ASU fans, say it's not, right? That's like they're like, well, you got to win more than one national championship. But I think it's safe to say that Arizona is one of, if not the premier programs on the West Coast. No?
Absolutely.
Yeah, UCLA is the premier because of the history.
Yeah.
But over the last 25 years, I mean, it's Arizona and it's Gonzaga. I would imagine if we were to go and look at the total records, that even the two of them would be a little bit better than UCLA. That would be my guess.
For Lute Olson to leave Iowa and come all the way out to Tucson, Arizona, people are like, what are you doing? And then for him to build it up and for it to go backwards, Kevin O'Neal took over, and then Sean Miller got it, knock it at the door for a Final Four, and then they get hit with all the NCAA sanctions, and now Tommy Lloyd has them number one in the nation. I think that shows. Do you put him ahead of Gonzaga? What do you think?
I would, because of the conference difference.
Mm-hmm.
And now Gonzaga's been like perennially like a top 5 team more often than not.
But they're hammering Portland. They're hammering University of San Francisco, exactly. Loyola Marymount. Meanwhile, the Cats are going through the Pac-12. And I mean, do we think they're going undefeated this year?
No, the Big 12's too rugged.
Right. And
we're recording this as they play BYU.
Right. And they could very well go down to BYU. But it's still fun to have the number one team here in the country. I don't even think they should fall if they lose.
Yeah, what's BYU right now? They're a top 10 team
13.
too, right?
13 at home with former Suns assistant Kevin Young leading the charge. He knows his stuff. How'd your dad do? Ed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so tell us about Ed's basketball career.
Oh, I don't know much. We got to get him on the Extra Point
Okay, so
podcast.
we've never seen any video of your game-winning goal in the state championship to win the New Mexico State Championship. Does any video or pictures exist of Ed playing high school basketball for Lute Olson?
There's got to be somewhere. I can ask him.
Do you not have a family photo album? Did y'all take pictures, or were y'all just in the moment?
Well, this is like when he was in middle school. So
like Polaroids, right?
I got to ask him because that story has to be crazy, just like learning under him.
So was the story just like, oh yeah, I played basketball for Lute Olson?
And
you're
then
like, cool.
he covered him when he was in Tucson, which is even crazier. Like, what a small world.
That's all. So was the relationship there? Was he telling your dad stuff that he would only tell a former player?
I would hope so. Like, that's a different relationship, you know?
So we're going to get off path here because I want to get back to the tapes as well. Back when because your dad used a lot of tapes. So you grew up the daughter of a sportscaster, right? Did he try to dissuade you at all for getting into this business?
No, he was very, very supportive from the very beginning. And I just saw how much fun he was having. And just like, he always worked nights and worked weekends and everything. But he was just having a blast. And you could just tell, like, I don't know, he thrived in like those situations as well. And every time, like, I would wait up for him to get home at night. Even if he was like anchoring the late, like, sportscast, I would like wait up for him. I would, just be there and like take his boots off, his cowboy boots. He would always wear like the cowboy boots.
Wait, is he like, who's the guy in Anchorman? Is he like Champ Con?
Yeah.
Did he have like
cooler than Champ.
did he have like a catchprise?
Oh, I'm sure he has like several, but he was just very conversational, very likable. And I think like just like watching him, like when I was younger, I was like, man, that's like something I want to do.
Would you watch all of his shows like at night and then
yeah.
wait for and then like talk about it?
Yeah, me and my parent or my mom and my brother would definitely. My brother wasn't like huge into sports, which is kind of funny. He's like older
Not everybody
than me.
is.
Yeah. he played baseball and football, but like never like really like loves it as much as like me and my dad did. So.
Yeah, interesting. My kids sometimes they watch, and most of the time they're just like, "Oh yeah, well you were gone. We didn't even notice."
They notice.
If
Your kids grew up with both their parents being on TV, so it's just like whatever, that's normal.
Right? Yeah. Your parents. Can someone make me a sandwich, please? If y'all have kids one day, would you want them to follow in your footsteps?
What the hell's it gonna look like?
And if they want to, if they're passionate about it,
Yeah.
just
I
don't
will
force them.
encourage following passion. Do something you care about. Do something you love.
When was the first time you were like, I think I can do this? Even with your dad, was there like, because I had the whole like, wait, this is a job? Like, why isn't everybody doing this? This is all I want to do anyway. I might as well get paid to talk about and go to the sporting events. So when were you like, I think I can do this?
Gosh, well, in high school, I was like playing soccer and softball, but then I was interning at the competitor station. And
from your dad?
Yeah, and I didn't tell them like who my dad was, because if I was going to get to like where I needed to get to, I didn't need his or want his help. I didn't want to be like, oh, like I'm,
They had no idea.
And Lopez's daughter. They had no idea.
Did you change your name?
No.
They didn't know?
No.
How could they use Albuquerque? Isn't it like small enough that like you could probably figure it out, especially if you scored the game-winning goal in the state championship?
But there's a lot of Lopez's there.
Fair enough.
One of many.
All right, so Nick, when was the moment where you're like, I think I'm going to do this?
The story I always tell is that in 5th grade we did a class project where we did the news, and I was the sports anchor, and I pretty much said that's what I'll be doing.
What was your? So you did like a sportscast?
As far as I recall,
does video exist of this?
I don't think so. I don't remember any details other than
it's like, and the Eagles today beat the Cowboys and the Flyers on top of the Canadians and stuff like that. And I hit 3 home runs in a game. Did you know that he hit 3 home runs in a game?
I do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very casually for the viewing public out there, we were talking about like our greatest sports moment, and mine
I was
like
12, so
that's pretty. 3 home. I never hit a home run, much less 3 in a game. What was that like, by the way? Like, do you remember thinking that was special, or were you just like, I'm so dominant that everybody's gonna not pitch to me or something like that?
I didn't really like talking about myself, so.
Did the local paper interview you?
I don't think so. No.
At 12.
Did your old man get it on video?
Don't think so.
What's the old man's name again?
Russ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he got a lot on video. Like if we go in the archive?
He did when I was in high school, but not back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anybody get it on video?
I don't think so.
Okay. Well, speaking of video, I mean,
this is a short porch and right. The first one was crushed.
Yeah.
The second and the third were short porch and right. They were like big pop up. They were like long pop ups.
3 home runs are 3 home runs, man. Somebody's got to have some sort. Do you have a ball from that game?
Maybe.
Do you have anything? Do you have anything from the state championship?
My Letterman's jacket, which actually, by the way, I went back home and I tried it on, and it fits me, which is crazy. Yeah, it like fit perfectly on, and it's like I don't know how it does.
You should bring it out here. So my letter jacket I took out of the closet, and it was like made with pleather, and the leaves are the sleeves are starting to disintegrate. It's very disappointing. April's like, "Do you want to throw that away?" I'm like, "No,
you can't throw that away."
I'm like, "I will put it in one of those suit like zip up things, and I'm just gonna leave it. I would never get rid of that thing."
You can't.
And then the boys will throw it away.
They probably will. They're like, "Why do you have this, Dad? This is ridiculous." What about you? Did you have a letter jacket?
I declined. No.
Why?
You
Not
could have?
interested.
What about a letter sweater?
No.
A letter.
So you just like took the letter and just didn't do the jacket, or what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all didn't wear it around town?
No.
Man,
I don't think it was cool then. It wasn't like
y'all didn't get
wasn't
your
a thing.
nickname on the back. Did you get your nickname on the back?
I got Lopez on the back.
Like there was like a nickname line underneath.
Huh. No, I have Jules in the front.
There we go.
Yeah,
There we
Jules
go.
in the front, Lopez in the back. Yeah.
Would you like a king's crown? Like if so you have your letter, like we could technically get you a letter jacket.
I'll pass on that, but
Okay.
thank you.
But that's a great
It's
marketing
thoughtful.
opportunity for the extra point. Extra point letter jackets. I bet you people would.
One in on that.
I think so.
Great colors too. For
Yeah.
that.
What if you had letter jackets? Like, yeah.
I would wear it.
Yeah, it's merchandising. That's how we're going to keep this thing afloat in the future as the children try to figure this out. All right, so tell us what you're looking for there in the tapes besides Julius scoring the game-winning goal and your 3 home runs.
Well, I was looking for Mark Calcavecchia video, which he's one of 4 3-time Phoenix Open champions. Him and Phil are the only 2 to win 3 times since it moved to TPC Scottsdale, kind of modern-day Phoenix Open. Calc won in 89, 92, and 01. So that's why I got the 01 tapes. It's funny, as I pulled open one of these.
You
And,
sneezed a lot because of the dust on the tapes?
Actually, this 2001 was when Calcavecchia went nuts. Like, he had what I believe at the time was the lowest score to ever win a PGA Tour event at the
Wow.
Phoenix Open.
Wow.
But also in 2001, Andrew McGee had a hole-in-one at the par 4 17th. So the hole after the Coliseum. Great
You have to
risk-reward hole.
destroy a drive on that, don't you?
At least then.
Right.
Now, like, everyone can hit it to the green.
Not me, but not on media day.
But the tour guys. But it's funny because I was trying to coordinate some stuff. I'm trying to get Calc for an interview and some other things as we get ready for the Phoenix Open. And I was just talking to someone about Andrew McGee today, who's apparently a member at Whisper Rock. And he was going to come do something with me, but he's injured at the moment, so he can't. But
can't
only
join
person to ever have a hole-in-one at the 17th hole of the Phoenix Open.
Wow. I mean, there's so much history at the Phoenix Open too. I think it's interesting that Calcavecchia had the lowest round, and then a guy like Tiger comes out here and Rory, and they're like, "This isn't really our course. We can't bomb it." Like, it kind of the way it's set up, it's kind of like target practice and shot making, and the people who win aren't necessarily haven't been the biggest names over the years.
That's true. And then Brooks Koepka loves it here.
Fair enough. That's why
And
he's coming
that's a
back.
dude who does bomb it.
Right.
But he says that the holes kind of play to his eye very, very nicely. Scotty hits it far, but he's much more precise with the irons. I think it does suit him as kind of a target.
Did I see today he uses a 7-wood?
Scotty?
Yeah. I thought, unless this is some like weird social media hoax that maybe I shouldn't be, hook, line,
No,
and
I'm
sinker
sure he
on.
does.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never heard of somebody using a 7-wood. It's interesting. But you're more of the golf guy. What are we most looking forward to about Nick's piece with Mark Calcavecchia and the WM Phoenix Open next week? Jules?
I don't know much about it, so I'm like very excited to see your piece with him. But I'm just excited that we get to see 3 Cardinals players out there for the Pro-Am.
Right.
You know, we get to see Trey McBride, Buda Baker, Zaven Collins hitting the links.
Well, because Trey McBride and Zaven Collins have had like a little grudge match. Like, and when Trey McBride got the call about his contract, Zaven, wasn't he messing with him? What was the story there?
They were on the golf course together.
Didn't he write down like he got an 8 or something like that because he was taking too long talking on the phone?
Yeah.
That's fun. They're a fun group.
Yeah.
And that allows us to transition to the Cardinals. Who do we want as coach?
Man, that's a good question because when we talked about it, like the day that Gannon got fired was very, very in the camp of Robert Saleh. Obviously, that's not happening anymore.
Yeah.
I had thrown out John Harbaugh at the time before he got fired. That probably wasn't a reality either. At this point, I'm going to be underwhelmed.
Sean McDermott or bust. Just kidding.
But so there's reports that there's 3 leading candidates, and we haven't verified that. That's from Diana Rossini, who's pretty plugged in. But Jacksonville Jaguars defensive coordinator Anthony, I believe it's Campanelli, but it's been pronounced 19 different ways. So we're gonna have to check on that, kind of like
Mark Dunn will let us know.
Yes, Budenholzer, Budenholzer. Who else have we been like? Hi, how you doing? How do you say your name?
Yeah,
There's got to be several.
Right. LA Rams offensive coordinator Mike LaFleur. I really wanted Chris Shula because he looks like Don Shula. And I'm like, can we get the guy who looks like the winningest coach of all time on the sidelines? But his defense didn't do great on Sunday against the Seahawks. And then Raheem Morris, 2 bites at the apple, 2 cracks at it, didn't win, but it does seem like he's got a little something.
The experience is huge
as
head coach. So that's what he brings, which is priceless, right? To have that. And it's not like, oh, man, like he knows exactly what he's getting himself into, because that's a lot to take on for a coordinator to make that jump.
I kind of like the experienced coaches who have been away from it for a year or two and like have time to reflect on what didn't work where they were and maybe go visit some other camps for a year, hang out with other coaches. So Raheem Morris would be coming straight from Atlanta, where they finished strong, but overall with seemingly the amount of talent that roster had, should have been a NFC South winner this season.
But was that a case of just not having the right offensive coordinator? Because he's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
And if he checks the box of like leader of men, can run the defense, then are you more like, we'll just keep cycling through the offensive guy here? I don't know if you bring back Cliff, but do you keep going hot offense? That's the danger of going defensive guy, is you have to keep cycling through your offensive coordinator if they're any good. But what do they need? I'm sure they just have a long list of different priorities, but it just seems like they need to be fun and sexy and cool in the show, and coordinators taking a flyer on a coordinator. You just did that the last 3 times.
Yeah.
It hasn't really worked.
Yeah. Which can certainly influence the decision making, because it's the same. Michael Bidwell's still in charge, and he's going to have feelings. You would think about, okay, well, this hasn't worked. I mean, it's kind of like the Suns. They just went from a bunch of experienced NBA championship winning coaches, and then, all right, we've tried that. That's not working. It was also a change up of the roster too, but now we're going to go in a different direction. First-time head coach. So now the Cardinals have had several first-time head coaches. You would think that leads to, all right, let's bring in. I would like Sean McDermott too, probably, but there hasn't really been any buzz about that one.
That would be amazing.
Right.
If somehow a miracle happened to get him here. I love him.
I feel like, okay, they did that with Buddy Ryan in the 90s, and that there's like that was you've got a winner in town, the guy who was the defensive coordinator for the 46 defense, and that was a disaster. They did that with Dennis Green, had it pointed in the right direction, but it was a disaster at the end. So I don't know if there's some aversion. And then Ken Wisenhunt led him to a Super Bowl. A lot of the reason they got there was Kurt Warner and just getting hot at the right time. And then you went Bruce Arians, who was a lifetime coordinator, got the interim job with the Colts, was the NFL Coach of the Year. So he had some head coaching experience, but he had something to prove. I feel like this job, you have to have it where the head coach has something to prove. Otherwise, there's just a lot of people that come out to the desert to retirement. Should we go through that list? How many athletes have come out here just to cash one last paycheck?
Yeah, right.
And maybe that's not what you're looking for. I hope that's a priority. I mean, you go back to Terrell Suggs. You go back to Jeremy Roenick. You go back to, Shaq late in his career. You go back to Emmitt Smith. Who else? We saw Zach Greinke at the end here.
Bradley Beal.
Yes. I mean, there's just a long. It's a long
Evan
list.
Not quite
Longoria.
that for Brad, but
And, Evan Longoria. Okay, so this is the question I asked Mike Hazen when he was available after Nolan Arenado became the third baseman and was traded over. Is Nolan Arenado the next Evan Longoria? Because that was a case of it really working out.
yeah, and I think the only difference is that they expect Arenado to be more every day than Longo was, because Longo wasn't that. He was really at the tail end of his career. I think Nolan thinks he's got a couple years left, but it's not that dissimilar. There's definitely some comparisons there.
Yeah.
Does that help the Ketel Marte situation? Having a guy, another perennial all-star in that, how awkward is the Ketel Marte situation going to become?
I think when you actually think about it though, with Nolan at third, Geraldo, Ketel Marte, Pavin Smith at first, are we all in on Pavin at first to be the everyday
him
first
or Tim
baseman?
Tawa?
Could be.
Can Blaze play first? Or
He can play
just-
Still got Tyler Locklear too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Or do you
They're
sign
high
Paul
on him.
Goldschmidt? Do you bring back Goldie?
I don't have the
I live
nostalgia
in the
for
past.
that.
Yeah.
So that's one I'm not as interested in personally.
I think you got your veteran leader in Nolan,
Yeah.
right, with that clubhouse. But I don't know. I think he could lift Ketel's game big time, I think,
Right. And I think he's a guy who's not going to put up with any shenanigans inside the clubhouse.
Mhm.
And I think they're going to put his locker in that big locker in the corner right next to Cattell's. And he'll be like, dude, all of your Amazon stuff, man, that's in my way here. I need to be able to move it. Because last year, the Diamondbacks clubhouse looked more like an Amazon warehouse than an actual big league clubhouse.
I think that's probably any professional sports
But
organization.
it was just like,
now.
I mean, Josh Naylor, I really liked the guy, but God, he had 30 pairs of shoes in there. It just, I remember thinking, I was like, this doesn't feel like a place that's ready to win ball games. This feels like a place that's ready for the next delivery, the next shipment.
I was hoping for more passion from that guy. I really think Nolan is just like such a crazy competitor. I think it's going to be very exciting to see him, especially like, I don't know. I think just like the energy that he brings, because he loves to win.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to try to do it here.
He, I hope he has, like, we saw this with Sean O'Malley, Suga, on Saturday night in Vegas in UFC. He's like 31. You're like, does he still have it? Does he still have it? Because guys lose a step when they get to their early 30s. Does Arenado still have it?
I think he does. And I think he has a lot to prove, like
Right.
what you're saying. Like,
Right.
okay, this could be one of the last stops that he has. So
Right.
he's going to lay everything out there.
Yeah. It's going to be here before we know it.
Mm-hmm.
That, March Madness, and the Phoenix Open. So circling back to that, who's the celebrity you're most looking forward to hanging out with, Nick? Brooksy?
Yeah. we don't have a ton of names at this point.
Yeah.
It's like Carly Lloyd, Emmett Smith,
Michael Phelps, Larry Fitzgerald.
Probably. Those guys are always there.
First bout a Hall of Famer and the most decorated Olympian of all time. I think we get a little like used to it. I know I do. And then you're like, wait, that guy's like the greatest of all time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
There will probably be, like, I'm waiting for Josh Allen to come out here because he hasn't done it. He always plays in the Pebble Beach Pro-Am.
That's the problem. Because it's the next week or the week before?
It's either the next week or 2 weeks after. I think it's the next week.
It's like if you're a pro athlete, you're like, I can't play golf 2 straight weeks.
And the ACC, right? I think he goes to Tahoe.
Right.
Yeah, that's a summer thing. But yeah.
We need to get him out here.
Mark Wahlberg. I wish you guys, I'm going to probably, because that was 2016. I'm going to put that up. When Mark Wahlberg and Bubba Watson played the Pro-Am, and it was a disaster of a good time. Wahlberg literally, it was like an episode of Ted. Like, Wahlberg hit one out of the stadium on 16. It was just like, 4! And then I was like, I'm going to go for it. So I just went up and like, hey, how's it going out here? And he gave me like a 20-second soundbite. And I was like, wow, okay.
My favorite was Nick Saban.
Oh, yeah. Did you talk to him that day?
Yeah.
What did he say?
He was great.
Yeah.
But it was like relatively intimidating because of just his persona.
And he's like way shorter than you, right?
Yeah, but he had a blast. And that was the year that it rained and it was terrible. And most people, like the actual Pro-Am round, they had to cut short because of the rain. Right. Most of the celebrities left. Nick Saban stuck around for the shot at glory.
That's
and was in the mix when there were like 500 people on the tee box. And I'm trying to think of who.
Because Nick Saban stays. He's like, hell, I came all the way out here. Yeah. Like, what are we even doing?
But he enjoyed it. He enjoyed it, and it was really fun to see that. That was like right after he retired.
Yeah, I wonder if he's ever going to come back. Not, I mean, to the Phoenix Open, but also to coaching. College football's such a mess. I don't think so. I don't think he wants any part of it.
There's no way.
Yeah.
But why do you think you were just like so intimidated by him when you like talked to him? And was that the most like, nervous you were with a person you were interviewing?
Yeah, I think it's just the persona of, it's like, he's not Bill Belichick, but he's not far off in terms of how he traditionally would talk to media. He's like, so quit asking me about it. And it's just like, does this guy really want to talk? No, of course he doesn't want to talk to us. And I followed him for like 3 holes to try to get him. And
the king got his man.
Yeah. But then we got him, and he was fantastic, and he was super nice. But he just doesn't come off as like warm and bubbly and approachable.
So 3 holes though. It took 3 holes. When did you know, like, okay, you could do it? Get in there.
Well, it's just like, I'm not following anymore. It's starting to rain. I need to get this in.
Oh, man, we're doing this now. I got Aaron Rodgers one time, and that's
a rarity.
And he was great, but it was another thing where you're like, hey, do you have a second? Sure. All right. So I think I said something like, what in sports has more pressure on you? Something like that, like 4th and 23 in Dallas, or hitting a tee shot in front of all these people? And he was like, oh, probably this. Well, I don't know. I had a lot of confidence in that throw, but I love being here. And it was like, boom, soundbite from Aaron Rodgers. It was
So
great.
how long ago was that?
Man, that was pre-COVID.
Yeah, that's when he was still kind of a normal, friendly dude.
Yeah.
Because post-COVID, when he's come back, maybe even the last tournament before COVID, Aaron Rodgers not interested in talking to any of us.
Right, that's kind of how it goes. But yeah.
Do you guys remember the story with Elliott trying to get him and asking, oh, hey, can we get a Super Bowl prediction? And you said no on camera, and then he just walks away. That was like epic. And like this guy, Elliott went to Cal. If he would have led with that, hey,
Yeah.
Went to Cal.
I don't think it would have changed.
But you know what? Honestly, like that's kind of the brand. Like if you wanted Aaron Rodgers getting a little grouchy with you, and that's okay. That's the story, right? Oh, man. All right, before we get out of here, how about one more tape? Give us one more tape. What's on there? What can we find?
Ooh.
Let's go. Joey, you want to pick one and Nick reads it?
Let's do the very bottom one on the left.
Okay.
We have some. Okay, so Todd Kelly was the sports producer, and they had, so say you had like a sportscast, you had like 6 tapes. You remember this with your dad?
Yeah.
And they would play all the tapes.
You had to run it to them.
There were times in Spokane where I took all my tapes up, or I forgot to bring all my tapes up, and I did the bump. I'm like, why did video not run on the bump? And then they're like, Mark, we don't have your tapes. And you're just like, go running off the set, go get your tapes, run them up, slap them down, go sit on the desk, 3, 2, 1. Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's Gonzaga Bulldog. I mean, I wouldn't
out of
watch.
breath.
Absolutely. So all of those tapes ran during the show. Then they labeled them, which that makes our library so great. So Nick, what do we got?
So that's why every one of like the first 9 tapes of the year has something from January 18th.
Yes.
And January 20th and January 24th. Because it's like, it's mildly, I'm like, why can't everything from January 18th be on one day?
The bleed over.
Yeah. So all of these like tapes that I grab go from January 15th to February 11th.
Wow.
We've got Ray Caruth being sentenced. That's real cheery.
Man, I forgot about that story. Yeah, terrible.
Ravens bus accident. Don't remember that.
No.
Tiger arrives. 20-second soundbite. Yep. Back when he was playing.
Wow.
That's a good one.
Save that.
Jennifer Capriati, Martina Hingis, VO from the Australian Open.
Okay.
Maybe.
Women's tennis, man. I don't know anybody. I'm trying to watch the Australian Open. I'm like, I used to know everybody. The Swiss Miss. And then Capriati trying to come back from, her bad girl ways.
You know Coco Gauff.
I know Coco. Yes. Yeah. She just beats everybody.
Coyotes on Kachuk.
Oh, my gosh. The Coyotes once owned this town. And if they ever came back, we're in the right place and we're winning, they would again. That's my prediction.
Jason Kidd presser.
So he was on the Suns, and then he had his wife worked, I believe, here as a lifestyle host.
Wow.
And there was some sort of incident where he was arrested, and so he had to. That's a deep dive in the archive. And then he was traded, I believe, to the Mavericks, but maybe that was after the Mavericks. Maybe
How long
went
was
from
he
there
here?
to the Nets. A couple years. He was like the face of Phoenix sports for a while.
Wow.
And it was a huge deal because they had like a family. They were everywhere. And then they had the domestic incident, and it was big news.
Tom Manos sets 3 world records.
Did he score the game-winning goal in the Albuquerque, New Mexico State Championship, or hit 3 home runs in a game? That was kind of underwhelming. There's a lot of Charles Barkley in there or something. All right.
You got Tiger. You got Tiger.
Should we do one more? I kind of want to do one more. Am I like one of those open? How about Julia does one?
Oh, gosh.
Do one down here.
It's like what those unpacking things on, like my son, the dopamine hit of people unboxing stuff. All right, what do we got?
This is actually pretty. Wait, is this the same one?
No, that's the thing. Each one of these tapes is going to go from like the middle of January to the middle of February.
Oh, wow.
So it's going to have a lot of the same stuff on.
Well, we got Arizona, Texas, VO, 35 seconds.
In 01? Hoops?
Looks like it. Right?
Let's see. That would have been like Chris Owens, Chris Clack. Would have been Jason Gardner. Oh, that's the Arizona team that went to the Final Four.
Yeah.
And lost. Yeah. Jason Terry.
Then you have Phoenix Open final shots of the day with soundbite, which is awesome. And then D-backs workout.
Start of spring training.
Yep.
Man, the Coyotes played the Blues a lot. All right, that was
Barkley on Jeopardy.
Oh my God! See, like you're never gonna find that on YouTube. We need to put that up there. That's fantastic.
And pink ice. What's pink ice?
Probably something Coyote related.
And then Matt Williams.
Matt Williams in 01. Well, that was after they won the World Championship, so it was probably a contract signing. His wife at the time actually worked here as well and did the weather.
What?
And trained April, Erica Williams.
Wow.
And they did a pregame show when the D-backs were last on Channel 3. It was the two of them together on the pregame show, Matt Williams and Erica.
Wow.
She went from doing weather here. I believe she's like a TikTok agent now in Los Angeles.
Wow.
And, oh my God, all the people who worked here. Who's the other one? Jeff Bezos' wife. Wendy, it's not Wendy. Lauren Sanchez. She was a reporter here too. We need to pull her. That's for the next one. We need to pull her stuff. She interviewed Michael Jordan at the Phoenix Open, the celebrity.
And he didn't talk to anybody, right?
No, but he talked to her.
That's amazing.
And we need to get Mike Schmidt in here talk because he's the photographer and he's like, Jordan's like, come on over. What do you want to know? Yeah.
I wonder why.
Why do we get Coyotes Blues? We're going to have to do this. You know what? This has got to be a thing every week. Go pull some tapes, see what we find.
Barkley on Jeopardy, though.
Actually, like that would be a super fun element of our TV show, The Extra Point.
Yeah. The
to
vault.
have something from the vault.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're always thinking here. Get your letter jacket too whenever you can.
Do you want to tell the people about Gannon?
Going to Green Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we touched upon that.
And we got Petsing in Detroit.
Yeah,
that's going to be an interesting match. You know, I wonder if Rollis goes with him. Have we heard?
Oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
But
Petsing's offense against Gannon's defense twice a year.
Don't you think it's a good fit though for Gannon to
I
go
think
to Green
so.
Bay?
I think we're going to see a late hit out of bounds, and we're going to see the violence come back, and it's going to be and Green Bay's going to love him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he can
it's such a
just
football
coach
town.
ball, and he doesn't have to worry about press conferences. Like, I think, yeah.
What a once in a lifetime opportunity though to coach in one of the best football towns in the country.
Arizona.
Green Bay.
Except it's 3 degrees right now, and we're in the 60s.
But
so.
still, it gets you tough.
Right. All right. Well, do you want to go to Green Bay? Should we take the show on the road to Green Bay? No,
Too
thanks.
cold.
Yeah.
Too cold.
All right. Well, next week let's get some more tapes, and looks like U of A's winning it big at the half. So we'll have the discussion about undefeated maybe again next week on the Extra Point podcast. This has been the group chat. Thanks for tuning in, and tune in to the Extra Point television show each night at 10:35 on 3TV and AZFamily.com.
This is The Extra Point, an Arizona's Family Originals podcast, sponsored by your Phoenix Suns.